Okay, so I go ahead and get started. Because I know how some people be out in their feelings like, oh, she's taking too long. She's taking too long to talk. Listen. This is about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12, episode 15. The title of this episode is Kenya versus Ken. And we're going to get to that in a minute because y'all know Kenya. It was a Kenya Reed Fest. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Delivered, aka Andrew Caldwell. I see you tearing up these YouTube streets, child. Woo! Let me turn this music off. So I can get into some reads. Now, if you are new here, I always write a recap over on the site, my website, straightfromtheA.com. So in a couple of my recaps, I have, called some things out that I thought was a little fishy, a little suspicious. In particularly, Eva and, her false labor pains. Now, when I called it out, it was several people in my chat, in my comments, like, it's true. She probably had Braxton Hicks. It wasn't fake. She was crying. She shed tears. They called Dr. Jackie. Cynthia took her to the hospital. It's no way that she could be faking it. But now, the first thing you saw on this episode was what? Was who? Eva at home. She did not have her baby. Like I told y'all, she didn't end up giving birth till like 4-5 weeks later. That being said, look, I'm not, trying to make light of her pregnancy or anything, but, I'm feeling that it was a scheme set up by Candy and Cynthia to come to us with the bullshit. Now, I don't know about you. I know I always call out conspiracy theories, and I know y'all be paying attention, but I want y'all to pay attention. Eva started this whole episode off on bed rest. Y'all know her pregnancy is all she got. That's all we know about Eva. We don't know what the hell she doing. She ain't throwing no event. She ain't hosting no party. She ain't doing nothing. Started out on bed rest. The whole episode, where was Eva? At every function. Eva was at the kickball game. Eva was at the bowling alley. Eva even wanted the bowl. Now, if she was supposed to be on bed rest, how is she going? Traveling all around Atlanta to all these different functions. Filming with the ladies. I'm just saying, look, and Cynthia and Nene, allegedly made up during that last episode, but y'all know Cynthia was quick to take Eva on her fake run to the hospital. I just want y'all to pay attention because, I feel like a lot of this is going to come out in, future episodes. But I digress. Y'all know I'm the blog goddess. I'm batting probably like 99.8, about 0.2% of my tea be stale, but I'm at 99.8 now. Keep my track record. So anyway, Eva, starts off the episode on bed rest. Then we had Candy. Candy is hosting a kickball game. She wanted to get the ladies all together for a special announcement. Apparently word has got out that it's not just Candy's event, it's Kenya's event. And because everybody finds out that Kenya is a part of the event, people want to Kenya nasty, she's rude, she's been rude to my friends, aka Portia. Nene feel like she been rude to her. She came to her event and left after 7 minutes. Nene is not seeing it, so Nene texts Candy back and was like, look, I'm not making it. Oops, wrong. Nene was like, look, I'm not making it. I'm not coming. Y'all won't be seeing me at the kickball game, but maybe, I'll catch y'all on the rebound. So the kickball game was cute. It was cute. Marlo came. Tanya did not come. Shamia was there. Who else was there? Of course, Portia. Of course, pregnant Eva was there, who's on bed rest. Chef Shay, who was Kenya's cousin, was there. Everybody was there. It was cute. It was fun. They picked teams and everything. Kenya decided, she would go against the grain and pick Marlo, because I feel like she needs to smooth Marlo out, to get Marlo on her team. And Marlo, we feel like Marlo is Nene's friend, okay? Marlo is Nene's friend. You would think that she would have Nene's back, but Marlo is about her coin. Milo is not going to let a coin pass her by. So anytime she is called to film with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, whether it's with her friend Nene Leakes or not, Milo is going to be there. You know, this has been her ultimate goal for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. She wants to be more than a friend. So in order to be more than a friend, she got to be more than a friend to just Nene. But we was looking at Nene's live last night, and clearly, she might feel some kind of way about that. But it is what it is. Y'all know Marlo been trying for a long, long time. So the kickball game went pretty well. The ladies, who won the kickball game? I think Kenya's team won the kickball game, and Kandi admitted that, she really, really likes to win. She hates to lose. And we know that about Kandi because Kandi has been strategically playing these ladies. Kandi is the puppet master this season. She got Cynthia on her team. She got Kenya on her team. I keep telling y'all to watch them 3 snakes in a circle. They are in an alliance. They tight. They recruited Eva on their team so Eva can pretend to have labor pains. It's tight. They banded together against the queen, Nene Leakes, and we team Nene around here. It ain't I can't even pretend to be biased anymore. I like all the ladies, but I'm rooting for the underdog this season, and clearly the underdog is Nene because they don't want her to win. Why they don't want Nene to win? Is it because she had her ass on her shoulder all the time saying she is the queen? This is the house that Nene Leakes. Maybe they feel like they need to humble her, which is problematic in itself. Why can't you just give people praise for being who they are? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these blog bitches out here, they my sons. You know what I mean? And they always try to drag me, call me names, say I ain't nothing, talk about I ain't got no views. But if it wasn't for me, like just like Nene said, if it wasn't for her kicking in the door, it wouldn't be no Kenya Moore. If it wasn't for me kicking down that blog door, it would not be no you. But I digress. But, the kickball game went pretty well. Kandi won, Kandi's team lost. And so they made a special announcement during the kickball game. They said that Kandi and Kenya are co-hosting a girls trip. And this time it is to Athens, Greece. Now, we all know what's going to happen in Athens, Greece, or what is alleged to happen. Nene say it didn't happen. Kenya said it did happen. And I guess we won't know till it airs. But, they're going to Athens, Greece. The ladies ask if, since Nene's not there, what's going to happen. And Kandi says Nene is invited. So, there's that. Let me see what y'all saying in this chat. Where is Phaedra? We don't know where Phaedra is, but we know Apollo saw Nene this weekend, but we ain't on that right now. We still talk about these Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you so much, John Humphrey. Blog Goddess is in the building. Now, in the section where I almost kind of sort of fell asleep, y'all know I got the preview screen of, Thursday. I watched it on Friday. I went out on Saturday. I meant to preview it for y'all on Sunday, but then I end up going to brunch that turned to lunch that turned to dinner, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, when I was watching the episode, Cynthia and Mike Hill have a moment. Mike is apparently in Atlanta visiting for a hot second, I guess. Him and Cynthia film a scene at Lake Bailey. It's the scene that was clipped up in the trailer where we saw Cynthia storming out, and everybody was like, why the hell is Cynthia walking out of her own house? What the hell is up with that? Well, apparently she was just reenacting, how Mike Hill feels when they argue. She says that they cannot communicate, and instead of confronting the problem, he always runs away. Mike said that's just how he is. That's how he gonna be, but he care for her, yada, yada, yada. He said he has a past. Clearly he wants to, promote his book, this autobiography that, he wants to tell his life story as if we even care. But, look, everybody got their right to sell their books, even, there's some bloggers out there selling books about their life story too. But again, I digress. Mike Hill is selling his book. He's talked about cheating. He's talked about all the things he did in the past. He's confessed to never loving his first wife, all of that. Remember last week when his daughter ran out and stuff. So, Mike wants to get his story told, and I guess he's using Cynthia to be a part of it. Cynthia claims that, they need to go to counseling. And like I said in my post, if you visit straight from the A and read it, I'm like, clearly they saw, how successful it was for Portia and Dennis. And I guess we can see, we'll see, Cynthia and Mike in the same therapist's office soon, because they just recycle the doctors over and over and over again. But if you care, I there's no chemistry anyway. In my opinion, I keep trying not to read Cynthia because she in her feelings and she blocked me on the Instagrams. But it is what it is. I just don't that whole Mike and Cynthia thing, that whole chill moment. Cynthia seems a bit thirsty. They already label her as thirsty bride. I don't know if it's an act or not, but I would think that a supermodel, an esteemed supermodel, would have a little bit more self-esteem and self-confidence than to be running after this man like that. But it is what it is. I guess they say the prettiest people are the ones with the lowest self-esteem, hence Kenya. But again, I digress. You said Dr. Sherry is getting all the ATL checks. Exactly, she is. Did I even put a picture of Cynthia Bailey up there? I did not. I forgot to put the picture. Okay, but again, let's move on. Who is next? I talked about the kickball game already. Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna wait for that. I wanted to talk about the other thing. Where is it? I guess I don't have the picture in here. Nene and Greg have a conversation. And Nene finds out that Kenya has sent Greg an invitation on social media, has tagged everybody in the Real Housewives of Atlanta crew except Nene. How you gonna tag Nene's husband and not tag Nene? That was so shady and petty, and now people are finally starting to see that the issues between Nene and Kenya did not necessarily reside with Nene. It's all Kenya. Kenya. Nene has extended several olive branches. She been on a whole worldwide apology tour this whole season. She has apologized to everybody. It seems she has kissed everybody's feet. But Kenya, I don't know what it is that Kenya wants from Nene. I don't know if she wants her left pinky finger and her firstborn son. I don't know what it is. But Kenya says she just don't like her. She told Candy that. She was like, I just don't like her. I don't care. I don't like her. I don't want to hear. I don't like her. So we know Kenya does not like Nene. Why does she not like Nene? Well, according to my education summation, I am the, blog goddess. I have a PhD in RHOA. I personally feel like Kenya doesn't see it for Nene because Nene did not ride for Kenya when Kenya lost her peach. Y'all remember when Kenya lost her peach, because Straight from the A was the first person to report it, while other blogs like B Snot and everybody else was saying Kenya was still in negotiations. Kenya is definitely coming back. No, Straight from the A was saying no, Kenya lost her peach, honey. They done already went to a staff meeting. Kenya was not there, and the producer said she was not going to be there. I found that out through my sources, and my sources are always correct, okay? Shout out to Wendy Williams for, repeating my story back then, but we're not going to even talk about the past. We're not going to talk about the past. We're talking about today. But, anyway, I feel anyway that is why Kenya feels like, Nene wasn't on her team. And if you recall the last, let me go back in the past for just one more second. The last, reunion that Kenya participated in, y'all remember that Kenya and Nene was high-fiving because they was pretty much tag teaming KKK, Zodiac and all that. So they was cool after the reunion. It wasn't until Kenya found out that she wasn't coming back. She had shaded Sheree for having her peach snatched and being fired, and she didn't realize she was fired too. So when she found that out, I guess, she tried to get all the girls together. She got Candy, she got Cynthia, she wanted everybody to politic to keep her on the show. And Nene was like, girl, so long, sayonara, see you next lifetime or whatever. So there is that. You said Kenya Moore said she couldn't be fired, but everybody can be fired. We know that. Hell, Nene was fired a season. Portia was fired a season. Everybody's been fired. Hell, Sheree been fired and came back. Everybody is fired. it is an ensemble cast. Hell, Candy can be fired too. Shoot, like next season, we don't know who may be back and who may not. Everybody keeps thinking it might be Nene, because they cutting the fat. But then y'all be saying that Candy make more than Nene. How y'all know that Candy won't be the one that's cut? I'm just saying, maybe it might be one or both or neither. Who knows? But let me continue. Thank you so much, Mouth Open Story Jump Out, for holding it down in the chat. Who is next? Oh, the bowling alley. Let's talk about this bowling alley situation. Y'all know Kenya had a little couples bowling situation, and she invited, again, everybody except Nene and Greg. Everybody except Nene and Greg. And so, as all the couples came in, even Portia was like, wait a minute, where's Nene? Where's Marlo? Where's Tanya? And Kenya was like, they weren't invited. And she was like, why not? And Kenya was like, it's a couples event, and this is for couples. And, Mark was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said invite everybody. What's going on? I said I invited everybody. So even, Kenya tried to defend herself. Well, I thought it was for couples, everyone and their spouse. And Candy even called her out. Candy, they in their little alliance. But, Candy be flip-flopping. So Candy called her out this time. And she said, Kenya, remember you told Tanya that she couldn't come unless Paul could come. And they played the little background, and so she was called out about that. Mark was pretty much calling Kenya a liar. Mark then said, Kenya, no, Ken, you are on one, rein it in, Ken, because that is not what I said. And even Portia noted that Mark is something else, like, in any particular, relationship, the man is the head, the woman is the body, or vice versa, but apparently Mark is the entire, the head and the body, because he controls everything when it comes to this relationship. Like, Kenya was quiet as a church mouse. Candy and Portia was sitting kikiing with them, kikiing together when, Mark was getting her in line. Another thing that I noticed, I want to salute Portia for standing up for her friend. I wish Marlo would do the same for Nene. But again, I know Marlo's about her check. But Portia said, look here, you is not going to read my friend Tanya. You is not going to call her no see you next Tuesday. That is inappropriate, and I will not stand for it. And, it was interesting because they didn't necessarily complete that scene. She called her out, and then next thing you know, you came back from commercial, they sitting down bowling and stuff. So, I want to see some swinging. I don't want no punches thrown or nothing. But I just really appreciate Portia, at least one person finally putting Kenya in her place. One person besides Nene. But Nene on an apology tour, so she can't necessarily do it the way she wants to. But it's coming. Anyway, let me see what else happened during the bowling alley. Mark and Kenya, they were very awkward. It was like, we already know they don't spend a lot of time together, because Mark doesn't live in Atlanta. He lives in New York. Kenya lives in Atlanta, and they have never lived together. So, Mark is in town to go to this bowling event to meet everybody. And, Kenya keeps making all these jokes about sex and about being alone and about this, that, and the third. And Mark is like, not today. Not today. So, it's giving me real, like, Mark just gave her his sperm and they made a deal. Like, I keep calling him her sperm donor, and y'all keep getting mad. Team Twirl get mad. I don't care. I still feel what I feel. And we seeing it play out because there is no, like, even everybody keeps saying they never seen Mark and Kenya lovey-dovey or whatever. But, it seems like it's not. So, you said talk about the phone call. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so anyway, throughout the bowling situation, Nene and Greg end up, showing up towards the end, popping up. Kenya looked up. She was really mad. She was pretty much perplexed. Like, why is she here? I thought we froze her out. Everybody was on board. We did not invite her. So, she's really upset that Nene and Greg showed up. But Mark seemed to be pretty happy because, Mark had been texting Greg anyway, trying to get, everybody on board. So Mark, Nene hugs everybody in the group. I didn't see no negative energy when she came in. It'd be different if she came in like, I'm that bitch. I'm the bitch that built the Housewives. But she didn't. She came in smiling, laughing, hugging everybody, greeting. She greeted all the ladies and get to Kenya. Kenya turned her head and pretend she on the phone. Like, who are you texting? Your man right there. Who are you texting, Kenya? So, Kenya pretty much ignored her. Later on, they have a little conversation. Mark talks to Greg about this event, and Greg sets him straight. Greg is like, look, I would love to come to your event, but I cannot come if my wife is not invited. And of course, Kenya had already said that Nene was not invited, but then Mark contradicted his wife yet again. Your wife is definitely invited. I would never separate a couple. I don't know why she would say that, and she is definitely on board. And he made sure to put Kenya on the spot and let Kenya say, I am on board. Nene is invited, and she did reluctantly. And as the conversation was parting, if you notice, Nene tried to talk to Kenya. She tried to talk to Kenya, and she said, Kenya, I do not have a problem with you. Is there an issue? And I loved the way she was so nice, nasty with it. Like, she was going to force Kenya to speak to her, because clearly Kenya did not want to speak. And Kenya was like, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's like, why don't you want to talk about it right now? Because Mark is there and you can't act the fool. Why don't you want to talk about it right now? Because Mark is there, Ken, and you are Ken today instead of Kenya. You said Nene was very humble and tried numerous times to make peace with Ken. Kenya is vindictive and bitter. Mark kept busting Kenya out. Definitely, he did. Well, that's all I got for this episode. I mean, I just felt like this whole situation, it is bringing to light exactly where the animosity lies, and it ain't with who you think it is, child, because Kenya is clearly in her feelings. She does not want to have any part of Nene Leakes, and she has gotten her two, aces, Candy and Cynthia, on board. Since Candy is, the bigger of the three, Candy trying to play like she is not biased. She's trying to play like she's a neutral party, but it's clear she is not. She even partnered with Kenya for the Greece trip because, again, Kenya done rubbed everybody the wrong way. So we got to partner her with somebody who is particularly neutral so that everybody can come. So, it's interesting, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next week, which is Mark's actual function, where he allegedly refers to his wife as an attention whore. Okay, I'm just saying, it's a lot going on. So let me see what y'all saying in this chat. You said, I think it's low class to invite someone to an event and then be rude. Where is Kenya from? Hell, I don't know. She's from the pits of hell. Somebody said Kenya's from Detroit. Oh, okay. Nene had me rolling on the floor laughing, saying Mark is scary. I want to see what y'all have to say. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you have not already, and visit straightfromtheA.com if you don't have cable and you want to watch the full episode. It is over on the site in my recap.